Hey guys, I'm just at the launch of the all-new Hyundai Kona. And first things first, that design, just check it out. Hyundai says they designed this as an EV first, and then they applied, petrol engines to it. And you can kind of tell that in the front end, the way it doesn't really have a grille. It does, down below there, and then another little one just there. But you can kind of tell that it's been designed to streamline through the air. From the back, I reckon it looks really good. Like, check out that rear spoiler. It looks like it could be the fully fledged N model. And this is just the 1.6 turbo N line. As it stands, you can get a 1.6 turbo petrol all-wheel drive, which is what this is. And you can also get a 2-litre petrol. There is a 1.6 hybrid coming to Australia later this year. And you can actually put the same N line pack on it. One of the key differences of the turbo and the hybrid is a multi-link rear suspension setup. So this has four-wheel drive, so it kind of needs multi-link. You can't really use torsion beam with an all-wheel drive setup. But the hybrid model is front-wheel drive, and it still has the multi-link setup, like the old EV model. The 2-litre petrol, though, has a revised torsion beam rear end. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but multi-link is a more comprehensive setup, so it's got a wider range of being able to keep the wheel on the ground, and it runs independent of the other wheel. So it doesn't matter if the left wheel hits a bump, the right wheel isn't as affected as it is in a torsion beam setup. The other big difference with the N line are these 19-inch alloy wheels. They're 18s on the hybrid N line. And then, of course, lots of black trimming around the exterior. So all along the bottom, the side skirts, the side mirrors, and the window trims. I'm not sure if I'd pick this colour, but it definitely stands out and it kind of blends in with the scenery here. But let me know what you think. Would you pick this colour? With the N-line pack, you get a bespoke interior with sports seats in the front, different trim style, Alcantara sort of midsections there, and then leather on the outside, and then red trimmings across the dash as well. I like this new center console arrangement, so plenty of storage there, although it doesn't have a proper security type of box in the middle there. You've only got a very small tray to hide your valuables. A switch to complete USB-C ports, no more of the old style USB, and a massive screen on the top for all models. The visibility is really good. I can see all around, even through the back window. That was pretty tight in the old model, very small confined rear windscreen, whereas now it's much easier to see, and you can see over the side mirrors there pretty easily. The new model does have a lot of safety features, but fortunately you can turn some of them off. One such feature I like to switch off is the driver attention warning. So that's this new camera here. You'll notice in the 0 to 100 video that I'll show you in a minute, I had to put the camera here, so the steering wheel does move a little bit because I normally tape it just to that spot there, but I couldn't with that. But yeah, this is a new technology that's coming in on all new cars. Basically, it'll give you a warning if you're looking away or you yawn or it thinks you're not paying attention. I just don't think it has a huge purpose, because if you're driving along and you check your kids at the back, just very quickly, it'll flash up, hey, look at the front. We kind of know we need to look at the front. You don't need to be told via a warning to look at the front. It doesn't actually save you. It's not going to, if you're driving along constantly like this, then you probably shouldn't be driving a car, I guess. But yeah, a lot of cars are coming out with this, so I guess the difference is the tuning on how sensitive it is. This is quite good. It's not too over the top. I've driven some cars where you yawn just for a second and it will tell you, hey, keep alert and pay attention. It's that's a normal bodily function, yawning or sneezing or something like that. Whereas this, it's actually pretty relaxed. It won't send off a warning unless you fully turn your head around for a good second or two, I suppose. It's a good initiative anyway. I love the way Hyundai has retained a lot of the physical buttons on the center console and lower dash fascia here, so you can easily jump to the aircon, change the temperature, and also change your music, and even go through all the different main apps like your map and all that sort of stuff. I think that's very handy. Rather than having to go into the screen all the time, I think it's less distracting just to have a quick jump to button handy right there. And this example's also got a wireless phone charger as well as a different drive mode toggle. So you've got Eco, Normal and Sport. And then in the back, a lot more room for the new model. So the previous version, the previous model, sorry, was quite tight in the back, especially for headroom, whereas this extends right down to the boot area before it slopes down. I think it's I'll flash up the measurements now, but it's much bigger than the previous model. It's almost like a completely different model of car. You've also got climate vents in the back and twin USB-C ports, as well as the same sort of trim as the front seats. The armrest as well as cup holders, just to make the drive a bit more comfortable on longer journeys. Again, you've got good visibility now. Before it was quite confined. The pillar there sloped right down at the back, making it feel like you're sitting in something that's, you know, a lot smaller, like a coupe or something, whereas this feels more of an upright, traditional style four-wheel drive SUV. Bottle holders in the doors as well. Nice big grab handle. You can also put things in that doesn't go through. And then a much bigger boot as well. So the previous model had a fairly small boot for its class, whereas all models in this class are now getting bigger and bigger, and this is catching up, I suppose. Space saver spare wheel under there too. So I'll do some 0 to 100 testing with the 2-litre base model. So that's front wheel drive. It's got an IVT or CVT gearbox, and I'll do some 0 to 100 testing of this as well. We are in a remote location at the moment, so I'm just going to have to use the public roads to do 0 to 100, but I'll try and book in these cars later on for a full performance test, including the quarter mile and braking tests.